Guys, it's been a while since I've done any sort of videos on the channel. It's been crazy, but I have gotten a couple books read, so I plan on doing some reviews on those after a while. It's kind of a rainy day here in South Dakota, and I figure what better use of a rainy day than to do some work on the Jeep. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be installing new steering stabilizers on the JKU on Weiss here. And what I've got is I've got these Skyjacker steering stabilizers. They're the Black Max steering stabilizer. It's a dual stabilizer. So I get to install this a bunch of brackets and stuff. And I went with the Black Max because that's also what I have for my lift kit on Weiss here. So I went with that Skyjacker. I'm pretty sure it's like a 2-inch or 2.5 inch lift. It's probably 2-inch since it's an unlimited. I just don't remember exactly what I ordered. It's been a little bit. So I'm going to be working on that today. And so there's going to be some cuts in the video, and I'll pop back in and we'll kind of see how the progress is going. Right. So our very first step that we need to do is make sure that we have all of our pieces. So I followed what was in the manual and laid out all the pieces according to the way the manual has them laid out. And then the first part of the instructions is to get these neoprene bushings into your steering stabilizer. So the way that I do it, and I'm sure there's probably better ways to do it, but it worked for putting them in on the shocks for the lift kit. I just spray a little bit of WD-40 onto the bushing itself, and then I just kind of, press it in, and then it just pops in. There's no sleeve, no metal sleeve bushing in there. It's just a neoprene one. So it flexes and bends and goes in there. You can heat them up with a heat gun, and that'll soften them up some so they go in. But basically just do this with both of them. And then at the end of the day, there's gonna be these decals. So when it comes down to that time, then I'll wipe them off and make sure that they don't have any WD-40 on them, because they're all over my hands. So that's what I'm working on, and then we will jump back in. Okay, so now we're actually working on the Jeep now. Yeah, I mean, it's ugly under here. We got bugs like crazy. That's okay, I don't really care. So first things first is we're gonna disconnect the old steering stabilizers. You can see it's in pretty bad shape. It's pretty rusty and falling apart. It didn't look great last year whenever I had to do a lot of repairs on the Jeep in the O'Reilly's parking lot. So right now, the current step is I need to undo this end here. This is an 18 millimeter. I better verify that before I start spouting stuff off. Yep, that's 18. And then the other one is 18 as well. So we'll take both of those off and then see what it looks like. So I have it all disconnected, and it's kind of stuck onto the mount. I got the mount disconnected as well. So I'm gonna use my pry bar here and pry this apart so that way I can get the old mount off, because the old mount gets discarded anyway. So that's what I'm working on now, and then we will continue with the process. All right, that's already fun. Okay. Ended up doing for getting the OEM bracket off, I pried it open a bit, and then I just slid it all the way down until it popped off onto the wheel end of the tie rod, and then it just popped right off. So that's what it looked like. Now the OEM steering stabilizer is still on there, but I don't think I'm going to need any of that stuff, but I'm just going to lay it to the side just in case. All right, so as I was putting these studs in, the instructions called for an 11/16 inch socket or wrench. 11/16 is way too small. It's actually a 19 millimeter is what I end up using on that. So this is the center axle bracket that I'm working on here. So I've got part of it on, and going to keep going. What they provide are these tie rod brackets for the steering stabilizers, and So they're side specific. So as you can see here, it's got a little notched in area. And then it also has like a little bend to it. So the bend goes down because the stud is going to come up, and that's what the stabilizer is going to attach to, is on this. And then this flat piece here goes to the outside of the vehicle. So this one was labeled for me. This one says passenger. So that made it super easy. And then these are going to go over the tie rod to hold this on. This one is for the driver's side. It didn't have a label on it. So, but you know, process of elimination and logic tells you that if you have one for the passenger side and you're supposed to have two, second one is for the driver's side. So, and again, it comes with the U-bolts to hold it to the tie rod. So that's the next step of putting that on. I did also get, before I get there, I did put the center bracket on. These are on loose, so it can shift a little bit, but it is on the axle all the way up against the differential housing. So that's where it's sitting for now. The studs are pointed up for the purpose of the stabilizers to go on. One of the things that I did see in the instructions that I'll need to adjust is these brackets here on the drag link are supposed to be up on top. So I will loosen those later and shift those up so that way they are up out of the way, so nothing clinks against these. So we're good to go there. All right, we're a little bit here because I forgot to record anymore. So each of the studs here has been coated with a water resistant grease. So I got this Prime Guard marine grease with some corrosion protection. I picked those like $8. So I have a whole tube here that is probably never going to get touched again, just to be able to coat these 4 studs. But that's what the parts store had, so that's what I got. And so then now it's placing the stabilizers on, and this name bracket's going to go on, and then it'll be attaching the other end to the studs on the outside edge. So that's the process I'm working on now, and we'll see how the rest of it goes. And I'm hoping it goes pretty smooth. So far, so good. This is quick and easy, and I'm enjoying it. So we'll come back in a bit. That was the final test to run back and forth to make sure that there was clearance. And then I just got to get my torque wrench and make sure everything is the way it needs to be. I'm excited. I think it looks awesome. I just got to put the decals on after I get all that done. Guys, final section of the video here. I just wiped them off and put the decals on. Took the protective cover off of the name badge in the center, and man, I think it's awesome. It looks tremendous, so cool. I'm just gonna clean the rest of it. So that was the installation of the Black Max steering stabilizer from Skyjacker. If you enjoyed this, or if it was helpful at all to you, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks.